Guys, right now there actually is a pretty good pack grind, honestly, and actually, considering it's Monday today, and player picks are expiring today, we usually get some type of something to replace them. We could even get more player picks or refreshed or even better upgrades potentially here that would make this even better. So we're gonna talk about that today because I'm having some fun with it right now. We'll have a couple of other things to talk about here today as well. Actually, before we talk about Giuli, it does say here on this screen that the Fantasy FC, look out for player SBCs dropping daily. Okay, as of right now though, we literally have no leaks for the rest of these player SBCs coming out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and no word on if it's a 2-week promo or not. So we're gonna talk about that today as well. That's kind of odd. And also this 87 plus base, fuck me, triple threat UCL or Women's Champions League hero player pick, I will open for this video today to just see what we can get in it. So hopefully you guys don't have to, because it's probably gonna be pretty shite. If you guys want to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. The link is in the description. Use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. But we got Ludovic Giuli, and yeah, I said the playstyle pluses probably were going to be the thing that mattered most on this card, and they couldn't have probably picked two worse ones. I'm gonna be honest with you, they're probably the two worst playstyle pluses in the entire game. I think they're both debatably worse than chip shot. I don't know, but the card, if it had good playstyles, it probably would be pretty good, but it just doesn't. It has good base playstyles, and you got relentless, technical, quick step, finesse, whip pass. That's pretty good stuff. But the two playstyle pluses being these two, so disappointing, and the card could be infinitely better, but it's not. So guys, going to the store right now, I bought high rated fodder a little while ago, quite a bit of it actually, and it's all dropping right now, all dropping. And the reason it is because we have lightning rounds right now. At this time of night, they're refreshing every single hour for like 12 hours, or I think it's 10 hours actually after 6 p.m. content. We had lightning rounds. And listen, people aren't really opening many of these packs, but as you can see, 6,000 of these were open. That guarantees you an 86 rated player, right? There's this one here. This guarantees you two 86 rated players. 7,000 have been opened. So you have this continuous supply here, plus SBCs that haven't been like super, in demand, you could say. Timo Werner, maybe it was, but it also didn't require a ton of high rated fodder either. But this is kind of what, you can't really do anything other than just bite the bullet here. I think I'm gonna hold on to my high rated fodder, but honestly, I don't think it's gonna do as well anymore. So, all right, a couple little bits of news and info. FIFA 22 versus 23 versus FC 24 in February thoughts. This is kind of interesting from Krazi here. You got this team in FIFA 22. These are all RTGs, I'm sure. You got a lot of flashback SBCs in here with Neymar, Cardi, and Varane. Couple icons of Maradona and Del Piero. Team of the Year Cancelo's there. 23 gets a little bit better, you'd say. He's got Ginola, World Cup Marquisio, and now Carlos Alberto, Roberto Carlos. Still kind of got that RTG feel to it. And then this team is fucking insane. But a lot of great pack luck here. Levi Ashton's pack luck, David Beckham's pack luck, Pele's pack luck, right? And these two appear are bot. And it's kind of interesting that people who don't spend a lot of money in the game can have a cracked team, but people still have been kind of complaining about the team situation. So it is kind of, it really is just a fine balance that EA have to find here, with teams being too good too early to make things kind of not interesting anymore. But they also need to be kind of accessible in a sense, because then we need to be able to like feel like we can earn them. Because right now when FUT fantasy cards are 7 million coins, you can't really feel like you're gonna earn much. What I mean is packing them. You can't really feel like you're gonna pack them. So it is really a line to kind of have to walk. And what do you guys think? What are they doing right? What are they doing wrong here? To me, I feel like it's less the team situation that has made this game less interesting rather than just a straight up lack of innovation. That to me feels like way more the issue here. I think if we could have this team right here, people would be okay with it. It's just the fact we've had zero innovation from EA this year. Let's be honest, no new game modes, nothing really that unique or interesting different in terms of menu content at all. When you think about it, we've seen almost everything before that we've seen this year, apart from the exchanges. And outside of that, is anything new in content really? And you got people in the comments being like, I think this is a glaring issue, being they've made high level cards too accessible. Okay, well, do you want them to be extremely hard to get, and like the people who have them, it's even more of a pay to win game? So you have to have some sort of balance here, and it's hard to find what that is. And I don't think that having teams be quote unquote too good too early is necessarily like the reason people were going to stop playing the game, honestly. I feel like a lack of touching anything else probably has more to do with it than, hey, you know, you have a good team now, there's less incentive to kind of move up, which there is less incentive now because the market obviously extremely expensive and the high-end stuff, right? I mean, these FUT fantasy cards are millions of coins, all of them. Manny guaranteed himself a +1, by the way, so he's up to 6.2 million now. Marquinhos is 2.5, Delict 1.1. Right, so all these guys are so expensive. So to upgrade your team, it's so difficult to do that. And the point I'm trying to make here, I guess, is I think there are lots of other issues rather than, oh, teams are just too good and that's why people are bored with it right now. I think there's a lot of other issues first before we get to like the teams being too insane. But you know, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Those guys, McAllister getting the +2, of course, after their win. And you know, wouldn't it be really like neat to see a man of the match, maybe Virgil van Dijk card potentially? And you hop onto the game and you see in the right hand corner, like man of the match Virgil van Dijk, even though, you know, you probably aren't going to pack him at all, but it's just something interesting added to the game. Or maybe even another player, obviously, you know, Van Dijk is just one example, but why for cup finals especially are we not getting live cards like man of the match cards? There's no excuse for that, in my opinion. If you're not going to pick other important games, at least do like the cup finals, something, I don't know, but we got nothing there. So okay, now let's get into what we're going to talk about today with this like unlimited infinite quote unquote grind here. This guy on Reddit said detailed results from 1 million coins worth of 89 exchanges into the 81+ player pick. Now the 81+ player pick is not going to be out, you know, 6 p.m. content time today, but it could get re-upped, or obviously the exchange does exist there and it maybe won't be quite as good, or it could be. I mean, I don't really know, actually. It's probably subjective, but the point with this post here I'm trying to show you is that he spent 1 million coins to 34 of the 89 exchanges, stocked my club with about 2 million in untradeable fodder, did Werner, got 4 low-tier fantasy cards, good deal to me. So the point with this here is that even if you just straight up bought cards to put into the exchange, the 89 exchange that is, it looks like you can make coins anyway in terms of untradeable value, right? Now, how do we figure out a way to actually, you know, get some high-rated fodder through some sort of grind so we can kind of keep funneling this and maybe hope to get a really good pack pull and build SBCs as time goes on, because you can put some into SBCs, some into duplicate exchanges, right? So I want to build off kind of this tweet here. Limited grind, build as many exchanges as possible. 75 to 81 rated players into the crafting upgrade. 82 to 84s into the 8310 or team of the week player pick. 85 to 89s into exchanges, so we can kind of modify this one here. Complete daily bronze, silver, gold upgrades. Yes, let's talk about it. The daily gold upgrade is one of the best things I've added in a long time, honestly. You're gonna get so many golds a day doing this. The question is, where do we take these? Because it's kind of tough to say. We have the player picks out right now, obviously, but if those are not here after content time today, then it makes the choice a lot easier. But if these do get re-upped, you know, it's tough to say exactly. You can kind of pick which one you want to. What I'm doing right now is putting every untradeable gold common in my club into either the 81+ player pick or the fantasy crafting upgrade. And if you have a lot of high-rated fodder right now, I'm gonna throw like 1 into the exchange, the 1 into the 89 exchange, maybe 2 into the 89 exchange possibly, and that will really kind of kickstart you onto this sort of journey here, because with all those common golds, you just throw them back in the player pick of the crafting upgrade, and all those like 82 to 84 rated cards you're going to get, you can put into the 83 times 10 upgrade. And I was able to do all 3 of them super quick, luckily, because I packed team of the week cards in my 8310, so I was able to just kind of rinse and repeat those. Once you can kind of craft an 8310 just straight up, you know, with your player picks or the crafting upgrades, it becomes really, really easy. If you get a high rated fodder card like an 88, you can throw it into the exchange if you want to and kind of keep getting more spins at the wheel. And if you get a couple high rated cards, throw 1 to the exchange and then save 1 high rated card to be fodder, right? The point is here, there is a good way to kind of go through all of this. It seems to be the daily gold upgrade into whatever, you know, 1 of these 2 you want to. Take the 82s to 84s into the 8310. Hopefully the 8310 gets you some high-rated fodder to put into the exchange, or just the 81+ player pick gets you high-rated fodder to put into the exchange there. Obviously, you can save some high-rated fodder for the SBCs, and you can just put some into the exchange. You can put all the high-rated fodder into the exchange. Because what this method basically is just opening a shit ton of packs. That's what this method is. You're not going to make coins off of it. You'll make a ton of untradeable value off of it. And if you run out of high-rated fodder to put in here, 89s right now, like that guy said in his post, if you just bought 89 straight up into the exchange and that's all you did, he made basically double his money in untradeable value. So if worst comes to worst, you don't have an 89 and you want to spend the coins to do it, then you can do it and you will probably still make money on that value. Just it's untradeable, right? So you'll lose some coins, but an untradeable value, you should make more. That's kind of why it's just fun to do right now. You get to open a shit ton of packs, which is the fun part, really. And you can pack something crazy. It's probably one of your best chances to actually pack something crazy because of the fact that you can get so many spins at the wheel here. But yeah. So, all right, let's read your comments, then we'll open the hero pick. Sea Fish says, packed Vandersar during last good promo Thunderstruck, LOL. And isn't it funny how, you know, the player count clearly went down right before Thunderstruck came out. I remember like thinking to myself, this is the earliest FIFA really has gone this down in a many years. And Thunderstruck happened. The promo was amazing. People started coming back on the game. The game was popping, honestly, during Thunderstruck. And then they just did not give a fuck after Thunderstruck promo. So I'm hoping the FUT Fantasy, you know, it's off to a pretty good start right now. So I'm hoping this kind of continues. And right now, you know, the pack grind is pretty fun. But yes, it is crazy that that was the last consensus good promo, and it was 4 months ago. David says, I hope match limits never come back. I work 12-hour shifts and don't have a chance to play FIFA the days I work. This made things so much easier to complete. This is the reason match limits should never have existed in the first place, because people actually have lives, and the only thing they were just a tactic to give you FOMO. Fear of missing out. That's the only thing they were meant to do. They wanted you to get back on that game every single day and have that fear, oh my god, did I miss something? Because, you know, a daily play, I can't miss a day of playing the 3 games. I can't miss the 5 games of the friendlies. I can't miss this. I can't miss that. When you do that repeatedly and everybody knows why you do it, everybody knows that it's not there for us and not there for some sort of fucking reason that we don't know. They're there for you. They're there for you. So when you make things like that for you all the time at our expense, you end up getting probably bit in the ass one day. Notice how I said probably, because of course, you know, they have a monopoly on the shit right now, so maybe they're not going to get bit in the ass one day, but hey, you never know. I'm just saying. One of the most liked comments yesterday was by Rob, and he said, I have to disagree with the content. I don't think it's that good, acceptable at best. And listen, I understand you. I definitely understand you, because to be honest with you, would this be what I would expect for most of these promos this year? Yeah, I mean, it is what I would expect for most promos. Honestly, it is. So you think about it that way, should we be praising them for giving us finally a decent promo since fucking November? I mean, should you be really praising them for that? So I understand that point of view, definitely. But right now, objectively, one of the things that needed to change a lot in this game, the game modes, right? The game modes make this game so stale. And they've added something that hopefully they can add a lot more often. Maybe have just continuously once a week have one of these things that can make things interesting and can add a whole new layer of this game, honestly. So I want to give them their credit where their credit is due. But in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, I mean, this is like the acceptable standard of content. It's not the most mind-blowing shit ever, because to me, I wouldn't have made the game this year without a different game mode. So obviously, in my head, I'm thinking, yeah, it is kind of the bare minimum. However, it's still better than what it was. So I want to praise them until, you know, they stop doing it. And in that case, the praise wasn't worth anything. But if they can build off this, you know, hopefully we can have something new to this game. But all right, we're going to rip open this 87 plus hero pick. I'm not going to do a nation reveal because I'm probably going to get absolutely nothing in this. I just don't want to see a base hero. Please, guys, don't give me a base hero in this, and I'll be happy. Oh, gee. Oh, my fucking God.